It's Friday. Oh, yes, it is. I'm changing the brand color. And there, look at that. I'm learning how to use controls. Do not tell Kat, because Kat doesn't like it when I touch buttons. Anyone that's in Discord has seen me and Kat go back and forth, and she goes, leave the controls alone. But I want to give a huge congrats to our friend Kat because she is starting her new job on Monday. She's been working her tail off and she finally got what she wanted. But it is Friday. Everybody looks forward to the weekend. Well, except for Austin Drummond because, well, he's going to be behind bars until he gets killed because they're asking for the death penalty. So it doesn't really matter to him if it's Monday or Saturday night. Those things do not affect Austin Drummond anymore. So how is everybody doing? Chick Tracy, cool name. Hey, Mufflin, family by choice. Jen Bug, what up, Austin? What up? KK made it in. Diana, already right off the bat, saying Austin Drummond, the loser. Oh, he is. Debbie said present. Oh, look at that. More good news. That's what we want to see. Jen Bug, her husband got a promotion and they're going to dinner tonight to celebrate. Exactly. Let's do it. Let's have some good news for a while. First off, hand of applause to Jen Bug's hubby and to Kat. Well, your old buddy Brooks has some good news. Y'all remember that sack of shit Nick Hawthorne from that news station in Spokane, Washington that put a copyright strike on my channel because I used a small clip from their news station that they took from a news station in Boise, Idaho? Well, he put a copyright strike on me. Look at this. This morning, look what I received from YouTube. Dear Crime Lines and Lies, that's me. In accordance with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, we've completed processing your counter notification. Woohoo! The following videos have been restored unless you've deleted them. The YouTube team. And then there's another one saying that to check my dashboard because the copyright strike has been taken down. So this is what he was all itchy about, okay? Fair use, fair dealing. It has been. Okay, this was from January 6, 2023. Do not get confused. This has nothing to do with Austin Drummond. Okay? Nothing to do with Austin Drummond. Now, I've got a little devil on my shoulder saying, maybe you should call on Nick and tell him he got his ass whipped. I'll have to confer with my priesthood about that, which would be Susan, Diana, and Pat K. Oh, there you go. Just me said it's still fair use, Nick. I have a feeling I see a few beers in my future and a call to troll the fuck out of Nick today. You'll be the first to know. Fair use, Nick. So this is what he was upset about. Okay, like, share, sub. Good morning, everybody. It is, okay, there's me. Okay, you can clearly see my face. Okay. I am not in Idaho. I was in my bedroom. Huh. Is that my O-face? DT Driver, are you in here? Is that my O-face? Where's DT Driver? Is that my O-face? Oh, hell, he don't look at my face when we're doing the wild thing. It's Friday, January 6th, and what a wild ride it has been. I hope all of 2023 isn't like, well, what yesterday was. Talking, of course, about the murders of Ethan, Kaylee, Madison, and Xana. Not going to let the victims get forgotten in this. Hindsight is a funny thing after you read the probable cause like we did yesterday, and we're going to continue to talk about it because it's a lot to absorb. A little over a month ago, the roommates were first talked about, and I did some digging, which honestly didn't take me too long. We all know I'm not the research queen. Okay, let's get to it. This is what upset Nick. Okay, we go through all of this. All right, right there. Aaron Luna, Kirsten O'Connor. This is from KXLY News. They got the clip from Boise, Idaho. I'm going to show you, but he gave me a copyright strike. Today, Nick, you're getting your full credit, okay? This is from KXLY. I am not Aaron Luna. I am not Kirsten O'Connor. I was in the beginning of the clip. Is anyone confused? Anyone? Because Nick sure the fuck was.
Into the 4 News Now newsroom with Idaho State Police, and the question many of our viewers have asked: what's the story with the other 2 roommates who were home early Sunday morning?
You have not ruled out the
Okay, they didn't give credit to Boise, Idaho. Nick wasn't there. Nick wasn't in Moscow, Idaho, or wherever this was done. So what's he doing striking me? Everyone has talked about this clip where Aaron Snell said that the 2 surviving roommates in the Idaho 4 horrible massacre could be the key to the whole thing. And we know now they had a lot of info.
2 surviving female roommates.
Correct.
You have not ruled them out as suspects?
Correct. So let me clarify that. No one has been ruled included or excluded as a person of interest and or a suspect. Everyone is still being investigated.
Are they witnesses?
They are working and talking with detectives, and they have.
Okay, so that's what got Nick's boxers in a bunch. That's okay, Nick. That's okay. It's fair use, fair dealing. Goodness. Let's take a second and tell everybody good morning and get to the latest on the Austin Drummond saga. V. Oakley said panties in a wad. Yeah, I could see old Nick in a thong. I could see old Nick in a thong. This is where I need that music from Nelly, the thong song. Boy, Nick's not happy. Nick is not a happy person. Well, I'll tell you what, Austin Drummond's not happy either. WREG News put this little thing together for us all to get you familiarized or refamiliarized with the case, because I know Pat K was a little confused about what we were talking about. A couple other people were like, what is this about again? What is this about? What's this about again? This clip right here helps us out, okay? They surmise it real quick. Yeah, there's Austin. That's Austin's previous mugshot, not the new one, okay? So they caught his ass when we were live Monday morning. He wasn't happy about it either. Snagged his ass out of the woods, look at him all sweaty. And, caption that. Caption that look on his face when they're taking pictures and everything. Oh, he wasn't happy. No. Okay. So the Tuesday before, okay, not this week. We're not talking about August 5th. The Tuesday before, the bodies of James Matthew Wilson, 21, Adriana Williams, 20, Courtney Rose, 38, and Braden Williams, 15, were found along the Carrington Road in Tiptonville. Okay. Before that, a baby was found abandoned on Old Highway 20. Now, a lot of stuff is coming out now. When they started circulating the picture of the baby around social media and on the news, someone recognized the baby and reached out to a family member. I don't know what family member that called and said, that's Adriana and Matthew's baby. So where is Adriana and Matthew? Then she realized she couldn't get a hold of Courtney. So then suddenly it was, be on the lookout. These people are missing too. They didn't realize at the time that Braden was missing. They realized it later when they showed up and they found him in the car and they all had been shot. I would love to talk to someone local in the Jackson, Tennessee area when they were told, when they realized he was screwing around there in Jackson, how they felt when they put a shelter in place alert out, because that would scare the hell out of me. All right. Javante Thomas, Tanika Brown, and Daria Sanders were also arrested as accessories after the fact. They're housed by the state of Tennessee currently too. Pat Case said, scared the shit out of me when we had one. Checked my windows and doors. Yeah, probably every 2 seconds. Hell, I was scared to death when that sniper in Baltimore was on the loose. I kept thinking he was going to come to Oklahoma and be a sniper. I was afraid to get gas and everything. All right, all these documents came out yesterday, and I am not going to bore you with all of it. Okay, this is the affidavit of complaint. All right. And you know how these go. I'm going to put it in Discord. You can read it for yourself. On Tuesday, July 29th, Braden Williams, Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, and James Wilson were all located deceased from apparent, I would change that word to obvious, gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Tiptonville, Lake County, Tennessee. On July 30th, Austin Drummond was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Okay. He will be convicted. They are asking for the death penalty. That stupidity yesterday asking about a speedy trial. No such thing. This is a death penalty trial. It's going to be as speedy as they can get it done, but it's not going to be next week. During the course of the investigation, it was determined that Daria Sanders did knowingly commit the offense of accessory after the fact after the commission of a felony with knowledge or reasonable ground to believe that Austin Drummond had committed the felony and with the intent to hinder the arrest, trial, and conviction. So they know that she was the first one to help him out. Okay, then we get to, okay, that's just a notification. Where is it at? On June 18th, 2025, Brendan Powell traveled to Lake County, Tennessee with Austin Drummond. Okay, this is way before, well, about a month before. With Austin Drummond with the intention of delivering marijuana, tobacco, and an ear piercing kit to an inmate at a local prison. Austin Drummond identified Brendan Powell as the driver of the trail car assisting with this delivery. So he's a snitch on top of being a murderer, okay? He snitched on his friend. Sounds about like Austin. Stand-up dude. Solid MFer, isn't he? On June 19th at approximately 2:02 a.m., I attempted to stop the vehicle identified by Drummond. The vehicle fled at high rate of speed, during which 6 to 7 objects were thrown from it. Most of these objects were later recovered by law enforcement. Their recovery included approximately 1 pound of marijuana, 4 packages of tobacco, a drone case, 5 cell phones, rings, an ear piercing kit, and several mesh bags. An extensive investigation has since revealed that Brendan Powell conspired with Austin Drummond and 3 other individuals to deliver contraband into the penal facility in Lake County, Tennessee. Okay. It's getting hairier by the minute. Okay, they're repeating themselves. Okay, we already saw that. They just keep repeating themselves. I'll put this in the Discord, okay? Let's look. Good morning, George. Let's look at what happened yesterday, shall we? I was not there, but our friends at WBBJ were.
Morning. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Mr. Drummond, we are here this morning to arraign you on these charges. It's my responsibility to notify you of them and what you were charged with. First charge this morning that you have before the court is 1 count of first-degree murder. It's alleged that on 29th of July, Mr. Braden Williams was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Tiptonville in Lake County, Tennessee. In the course of the investigation, it was determined that Mr. Drummond did with premeditation knowingly and intentionally kill Mr. Braden Keith Williams with the use of a firearm. It's alleged he did commit this offense also while being in possession of a firearm after being convicted of a felony, being aggravated robbery in Madison County, Tennessee. He has 1 count, therefore, of first-degree murder.
Okay, I've got the closed captions on, so you really can't see him. I'll take him off for a second. This old boy here in the corner, bottom right hand, he is the attorney that warned the parole board not to let Austin out the last time. So you know he is extra ticked off, okay? He's peeved. He's TO'd, the whole thing. He told them not to let him out. He said he committed crimes while in jail. He didn't learn nothing.
And unlawful possession of a firearm. Second charge you have, sir, is first-degree murder and 1 other count of unlawful possession of a firearm. It's alleged during the course of investigation that a James Wilson was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds in Lake County, Tennessee on Carrington Road. It was determined that you with premeditation knowingly and intentionally killed Mr. Wilson with the use of a firearm. It's also alleged, based on the same facts or circumstances, that you are a convicted felon out of Madison County. In addition to that, sir, you also have 1 count of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged that you, during the course of investigation, officers determined that Mr. Drummond, with premeditation, knowingly and intentionally killed Miss Adriana Williams in Lake County, Tennessee, on Carrington Road. She was discovered from an apparent gunshot wound, deceased. In addition to that, he also is a convicted felon out of Madison County, Tennessee. You also, sir, have 1 count of first-degree murder and additional unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged during the course of the investigation, officers determined that you did with premeditation knowingly, intentionally kill Miss Courtney Rose with the use of a firearm. She was discovered deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Lake County, Tennessee. It's alleged, in addition to that, sir, as previously stated, you are a convicted felon allegedly from the county of Madison in Tennessee. It's just that we have been good in the charge. I don't have to be in that. Never mind. Sorry about that, Mr. Drummond. In addition to that, finally, he has one count of aggravated kidnapping and a possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. It's alleged that all victims in the count in the case that previously were mentioned were located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on the same date. A minor child with the date of birth 12/12/2024 with the initials WW was discovered left in the front of a residence in Dyer County, Tennessee. States that Mr. Drummond committed the offense of aggravated kidnapping by false imprisonment, which was committed to facilitate the commission of the felony or flight.
Woo! 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 Thank you, George, for giving it a like. If everybody could take a second and please give it a like and give Angel P a huge like, because look at her. Gifted a Crime Lines and Lies membership. And let me tell you what, ask anybody who's been a member for more than a minute. That is the gift that keeps giving, my friends. That is the gift that keeps giving. Well, look at you, George. You're part of the family. Now, when you go to my channel, there's a lot of posts that are only for members, okay? And there is a lot of videos and shorts that are just for members. So now you're on what we like to call the inside. Just like Sister Karen here, like Magoo, Pat K, our very first member, Nufflin. Yeah. You're in good company, George. Thank you very much, Angel P.
It's alleged he committed this offense, also possessing a firearm during the commission of said dangerous felony. When he possessed a firearm, he therefore has those counts. General Goodman, is the state moving forward with felony charges in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Drummond, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you at this time on your behalf, being that you did not have counsel appointed or retained to represent you. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney, sir, to represent you, or will you need me to ask you questions about your finances to appoint you an attorney?
He's broke as a joke unless you put him in jail. If you put him in jail and you let him do his ear piercing and sell his drugs, he can make the money if you just go ahead and put him in jail. All right, you can go ahead. And a very interesting thing about Caitlin, his girlfriend, who's having his baby. I thought she was fired because she was bringing all that contraband into the jail. When he got out of jail, she just stopped showing up to work. So they just sent her a letter and said, well, you didn't show up all these days. We just thought you resigned. Oh my God. So we know what she was there for. Okay. We know what she was there for. And I know a lot of people, I read the comments, and sometimes I shouldn't. Sometimes I shouldn't. A lot of people are like, well, why didn't he just plead guilty and spare everybody? Well, for one, he doesn't have counsel. He hasn't been counseled. And this particular judge wouldn't be able to accept a guilty plea. Okay? It's their system, not mine. You know what my system would be, but I can't say that on the tube. They don't like when I say what I would do.
I'm not going to be able to lie.
Okay. Sir, if you could, to the best of your ability, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down, sir. Mr. Drummond, prior to being taken in on these charges, sir, were you working anywhere?
I have a business, decided to run business from kids parties, production shows, decoration, stuff like that.
So you were self-employed, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is what I'm going to.
He goes, so you were self-employed? Well, I didn't realize they hired drug dealers at Target. Yes, he's self-employed. Okay? He's called a street corner pharmacist. Okay? And he's a young man. He's only like 28 years old, I think I read. They're looking for the DP. So let's say between the age of 48 and 58, state of Tennessee is going to give him a taste of his own medicine.
Ask you, sir, obviously that may vary depending on how much business you generate monthly. If you could estimate for me what your monthly income would be from that business.
It was in there, but it was not $46,000 a month.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, a lot of it, I was just starting up.
Did he say 46,000 a year or a month? Hold on.
It was in there, but it was not $46,000 a month.
Okay.
He said $46,000 a month. That's exactly what he said. He said, how much a month? $46,000 a month? Ange goes, what? What? Yeah. It varies, but it was in the area of 46,000 a month. The judge isn't even flabbergasted. He goes, okay. Good God.
Okay.
Excuse me, a lot of it, I was just starting up, a lot of the money to put right back in to invest in it.
When did you start the business, sir?
I started in February. I believe I started operations just a month or two ago.
Just a month or two ago? Okay. Sir, let me ask you, do you own a home? Do you own a vehicle? I'm sorry?
I do in cities right now.
Okay. Can you tell me the make and model of the vehicle, sir?
And county day for
Okay. You recall how much you paid for that vehicle?
$12,000.
Okay. Are you still, are you making payments on the vehicle?
No, sir.
All right. So he gets out of jail. He said, it's seized right now, but I do own a vehicle. He goes, okay, is it paid for? Yes. Then he had to ask him again, are you making payments on it? No. How much did you pay for it? $12,000. Okay. He hasn't even been out of jail for a year. Where did he get $12,000? Where did he get $12K? Look at that. Susan just went, the fuck? The fuck? Boy. You know, I think about that scene in Pretty Woman where Julia Roberts was flossing her teeth and she was embarrassed and Richard Gere thought she had drugs in the bathroom. And she goes, no, it's dental floss. And he goes, well, people very rarely surprise me. And she goes, they shock the shit out of me. That's me right now. This is shocking the shit out of me.
Do you have a checking or savings account, sir?
Yes.
Do you know roughly at this moment how much is in that checking or savings account?
$500.
Gerald, I think due to the
Okay, $12,000 he paid for the Audi with no job. Just started his operation in February, but he was investing money back into his LLC. Love to know what that is. I'm sure we'll come across it. $500 in his checking account. Sounds to me like Caitlin has a lot of money. Sounds to me like Caitlin is sitting on a bunch of cash, my friends. A lot of cash. Caitlin is sitting on a bunch of dirty ass cash. Brandy! Thank you, sweetheart. Brandy Johnson has been a member for 6 months. I'm glad you're part of the family.
But it's sort of uncertain, the uncertainty of his business. I think that based on that, and the fact he doesn't own much personal property, I think he does qualify as indigent for appointment to council. I have reached out previously to Mr. Brian Huffman out of Covington, and he has told me he is willing to take the appointment in this case. So what I'm going to do is appoint Mr. Brian Huffman to represent Mr. Drummond in this case. Mr. Drummond, Mr. Brian Huffman is an attorney in Covington, Tennessee. He is going to be appointed in this case to represent you, sir. We're going to get his contact information to you, and also we're going to get his information for where to look, for where to contact him and locate him and be able to discuss your case with him. We'll be happy to get that to you, and we're going to send you his files. We're going to send your files to his office for him to review that. Okay. General, does the state wish to be heard on bond at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the state intends to seek the death penalty. This is a capital case. We're asking that he be held without bond. In addition to that, he has a bond out of circuit court. We have filed motions to revoke those bonds that will be heard later in the month of August in circuit court.
Mr. Drummond.
Okay, so the bond that he was already out on, when he was released, he had to put up a bond to make sure he would show back up because they were getting ready to take him to court again for crimes he committed while he was in prison. Again, this dude here was the one that said, don't let him out. Don't let him out. So he's like, we request no bond. And we've already filed motions to revoke his last bond. Because obviously he didn't learn nothing. Nothing. Revoke the bond. Exactly, Ilyanka. Revoke it.
And what I'm going to do before I make a position on bond, I'm going to ask you some questions, sir. And if this information is not correct, sir, please just tell me if it is not, okay? Can you still hear me okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 16 O'Neill Oakway, Apartment E in Jackson. Is that a good address for you, sir?
Not anymore. 54 Harmony Lane, Jackson, Tennessee, 38001.
Okay. How long have you lived at that address, sir?
54 Harmony Lane, 16 O'Neill.
I'll make it easier. How long have you lived in the city of Jackson?
Since I was released in September of last year.
Okay. Before you were incarcerated on your previous charge, where were you living at?
6 Lindbergh Road, Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, so for the majority of your life, have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any family in Lake County, Tennessee?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask him questions about whether he's a prior convicted felon. I obviously don't want him to incriminate himself for that purpose. Folks in the state of Tennessee.
Go ahead and incriminate him. It's okay. It's public record anyway. Real Rockin' Robin said the state of Tennessee may have a major lawsuit in the near future. In my opinion, just saying. Yeah. Because Westland's grandparents, as in James Matthew Wilson's parents, are fuming hot. They are so mad that that DA said, don't let him out. Don't let him out. And that he was caught in June 18th of 2025, trying to take an ear-piercing kit, some pot, and some ciggies to the jail, and they didn't do anything with him. And now look. Now look.
bond is a guaranteed right, with the exception of one incident, when it is a capital offense and when the proof is evident or is great. Based on the affidavits I have read here today, it does appear that for purposes of bond, in addition to not only what the statute says, but first and foremost, that it's the court's responsibility to take into consideration the safety posed to the community. The court finds that the defendant will be held without bond, and he'll be remanded into the custody of the Lake County Sheriff's Department, pending all appearances and hearings in this matter.
No bond, and the last bond revoked. All right. Way to go, Judge.
Let me address one other issue.
Yes, sir.
Your the state is also requesting a restraining order, not just as a condition of bond, but as a restraining order besides that. And that would be for the family of victims, Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and James Williams.
Mr. Drummond, let me go over with you, sir, what the general has said.
I'm sorry, and also the minor child, WW, who was the minor child.
Yes, sir.
So restraining orders for all the family members, and that would include Caitlin, for all the victims, and especially the baby, little Wesley. They want a restraining order because just because, I keep saying that, just because he's in shackles and chains does not mean he's not well connected. Okay?
I was going to include that, General, but I appreciate you mentioning that. Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do is, this is something that obviously you do not have this in front of you at the moment. I'm going to be sending to you in a moment through one of our deputies to the jail. We're going to be sending you a form called Notice of Bond Conditions. What that's going to tell you is that you have bond conditions that you must follow. Obviously, if you are incarcerated, you will not be out on bond. But if you were to be granted bond at a later date, then these bond conditions would apply. But your bond conditions are: you should have no contact with any of the family members of the victims in this matter, the alleged victims in this matter, Miss Courtney Rose, Miss Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and Matthew Wilson. In addition to that, sir, you cannot possess a firearm under any circumstances, and you cannot have any contact as well with the minor child that's alleged to be involved in this incident. The court is also going to put a condition down that you must keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Brian Huffman. In addition to that, sir, the court is going to issue restraining orders separate from your bond conditions that states you must not have any contact with these victims at all throughout the entire cause of action. The court is going to send those over to you. You will be served a copy of those. I told Mr. Huffman I did not discuss the possibility. I wanted to wait until he's officially appointed. If your office would like for me to go ahead and set another appearance date before the preliminary hearing, I'm fine to do that, General. What's the state's
Yeah, we set the other for August 14th. We'd like to set all this together, set that date if possible.
Okay. Mr. Drummond, I'm going to continue your case to August the 14th, sir, at 9 a.m. Mr. Huffman will be in contact with you prior to that to go over your case, and he will be able to hopefully answer any questions that he has for you, sir, okay? Or that you have for him. I apologize.
Hell, I could go over the case with him real quick. So this is who they assigned to him. I don't know who is who. This is the firm of Huffman Mason, PLLC. So I don't know if I'm assuming it's the guy with the beard and the ponytail. He'd be really the only one in the picture that would deal with the dirtbag like Austin. I mean, really, think about it. Okay. So I'm assuming that's who we're dealing with. Hey, either one, fine by me. But like I said, even I could explain the case to him. Cat's in here. Hey, Cat.
We will see you back here then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Can I
sir.
ask a question?
As long as it's not related to the facts of your case or anything that could infringe on your Fifth Amendment rights, I'm fine with that, sir.
I'm just wondering, is now the time I need to ask her for a speedy trial, or how's that look?
Well, now that I've appointed you counsel, any motions that will be filed will go through your attorney, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, folks. Case is continued to August 14th at 9 o'clock. Thank you. Mr. Powell, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay, sir?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I just want to make sure. Thank you, sir. Mr. Powell, I need to arraign you at this time and notify you of the charges that has been filed against you in these cases. The first, sir, that the court has before it at this time is a possession of Schedule 6 with intent. It's alleged that on the
Okay, so this guy was not an accessory. This Brandon Powell, okay? I'm going to put all the documents in Discord. Facebook, don't like that. This is the guy on June 18th that Austin squealed on, that they were taking the ear piercing kit, the drone case, the mesh bags, the pot, and the ciggies to the jail to give to an inmate. All right, so he's in jail for that now.
18th of June, Mr. Powell traveled to Lake County, Tennessee with a Mr. Austin Drummond with the intention of delivering marijuana, tobacco, and an ear piercing kit to an inmate at the local prison in Tiptonville, Tennessee. Mr. Drummond identified Mr. Powell as the driver of the trail car assisting with the delivery. At approximately 2:02 a.m., officers attempted to stop the vehicle, identified the vehicle fled at a high rate of speed, during which 6 to 7 objects were thrown from it. Most of these objects were later recovered by law enforcement, and they included 1 pound and 11.7 ounces of marijuana, 4 packages of tobacco, a drone case, 5 cell phones, rings, an ear piercing kit, and several mesh bags. An extensive investigation has revealed that Mr. Powell conspired with Mr. Drummond and 3 other individuals to deliver contraband in the penal facility at Lake County, Tennessee. Law enforcement surveillance observed the entire process of the events above. This is a Class E felony, sir. In addition to that, sir, you have 1 count of criminal conspiracy. It's alleged that on the same date and time, based on the same facts or circumstances, it's the same facts in the previous warrant. It's alleged that you conspired with Mr. Drummond to deliver these amounts to the Lake County, to the Northwest Correctional Facility in Lake County, Tennessee. General, are these the only charges against Mr. Powell at this time? I believe they are. Okay, is the state intending to move forward with felony charges?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. Mr. Powell, let me ask you a question, sir. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney to represent you at this time, or would you like the court to?
yes, sir.
Okay, you are going to be able to hire an attorney, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Reason I ask you is that if you were not able to, I want to know, so I don't want to keep you in longer than you need to before we need to bring you back for a hearing. That's the reason I'm asking you, okay? Has your family, to your knowledge, has your family spoken to anybody about this, about hiring you an attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you happen to know who they are? Well, let me ask you this. I'll just cut to the chase. Have they hired an attorney?
I think today, after this court hearing, I'll have a discussion with a couple of lawyers were supposed to call my people back today. So today I'll probably have some time this afternoon.
Sir, this is what I ask of you. If you are able to hire an attorney, if you do that, sir, what we'll need to do is have that attorney contact the clerk's office here to let them know they have been retained to represent you, so that we can be sure to send them all of your paperwork. I am going to address bond at this time. If you would, please raise your right hand for me, sir.
Woo. Okay. He's going to wind up getting a bond. All right. He's going to hire his own attorney. He's going to wind up getting a sweet deal, considering who he was hanging out with that day is now going to trial to be convicted of 4 murders, kidnapping, and the state of Tennessee is asking for the death penalty. And Austin can quit that speedy trial thing. There's no such thing, dude. They're asking for the death penalty. Okay? Brendan, who's getting a private attorney, is going to eat this up. Okay? They're going to have a lot to say about this, considering his buddy that day was Tennessee's most hated criminal right now. Right now.
To the best of your ability. Yes, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Powell, let me ask you this, or let me tell you this, sir. Before we do anything, I want to advise you, if you've come back to court and you have not been able to do that, if you've not been able to hire an attorney, just let me know, and I'll be happy to still ask you questions about appointing you one, okay?
I can hear you for a second, but
I apologize, sir. If we come back to court and you have not been able to hire an attorney, just let me know, and I'll be happy to ask you questions about appointing you an attorney if you think you're not going to be able to hire one, okay?
no, sir, I don't have.
Okay, that's good. Just wanted to make sure. Mr. Powell, let me ask you, sir, this is the address that's listed on the warrant. I want to make sure that I have this address right, and if it's not right, please tell me, okay? I have an address of 1115 Willow Oak Lane in Jackson, Tennessee. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long have you lived at that address, sir?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. Who do you live at that address with, sir?
Myself.
Yourself? Okay. Sir, let me just ask you this. How long have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee? All of your life? Okay. Have you lived anywhere besides Jackson, Tennessee?
No, sir.
Okay. Sir, let me ask you this. In the last 10 years, have you been convicted or charged with a felony offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you still on parole or probation for that offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, sir, can you recall what the charge was?
Sheriff Cities,
Okay.
2019.
Yes, sir.
Okay, another Schedule 6 in 2021 and 2019. This is 2025. Brendan didn't learn his lesson. They're like, here's what you're not supposed to do. You can't be taking any sort of Schedule 6 narcotics, illicit, illegal, whatever you want to call it, to the jail, Brendan. So now the judge has to think about this. What should his bond be? Because you know what? The probability and the possibility of him walking out and getting a hold of some more Schedule 6 and continuing his business is high. Okay? It's as high as an inmate in Lake County. Okay? Very high. So the judge has to take that into consideration.
Schedule, maybe like 2 or 3.
Okay. How much time are you serving on that charge, sir?
10 years.
10 years. How much time do you have left?
How much do I have left?
5.5 left?
No, I got 9 left.
9 left. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. I apologize. Is there any other felony charges that you have had within the last 10 years in addition to that?
No, sir.
Okay. In the last 10 years, have you been charged or convicted of ever failing to appear in court?
No, sir.
Okay. General.
Your statement recommends $75,000 fine.
Mr. Powell, let me ask you, sir, are you going to be able to post a $75,000 bond?
Possibly.
Possibly? Okay. Mr. Powell, this is what I want to do. General, since he's not 100% sure, I think I'm going to reset him to Monday morning to make sure if he does make his bond, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on the docket on the 14th with everybody else. But just to make sure he makes his bond, we're going to continue the case on Monday, okay?
He said possibly, so he needs $7,500. That's the truth. Because the judge did not say cash bond. So it's not the whole $75K. It's $7,500. Bond.
Mr. Powell, I'm going to continue your case to Monday morning, okay? That's just to make sure you make your bond. You have some time limit. There's some time limits that go with these cases, and I want to make sure that we don't push you too far out and you're still in custody, okay? That's why I just want to have you back on Monday, okay?
If Monday, I don't make the bond by Monday, will the bond be lowered Monday?
That's something that your attorney will have to address with me.
Okay.
He also needs to be aware that there's a hold out of Crockett County for him as well.
Okay. Mr. Powell, they told me I don't know anything about this charge, sir. They just informed me there is a hold currently out in Crockett County, Tennessee for you. I don't know anything about the charge, But if you were to make bond, you would have to go to Crockett County to face those charges as well, sir, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, okay. Mr. Powell, be aware,
I
General,
got a question.
Wow, he's the belle of the ball. He also has a hold in Crockett County. Where is Crockett County? How far is that away from what they did in Lake County? Yeah, his dance ticket is full, my friends. His dance ticket is full. Full. So he got to deal with Crockett County too. You know, you would think at some point they would realize that maybe going legit would be a lot easier than what they're into. I think they get so deep into it with the people they're around, they're afraid to. And I'm not giving sympathy. Okay, I'm not giving sympathy.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, okay. Mr. Powell, be aware,
I
General,
got a question.
yes, sir.
Did I get like a breakdown on how the bond is $75,000?
Are you asking me why I'm saying that amount?
But I thought it was about like a range by the fence.
Well, what it is, sir, is that when setting bond, I have to take into consideration a couple of things. Your nexus to the community. I didn't hear any testimony to indicate that you have any family here in Lake County, Tennessee, or have any business where you work in Lake County, Tennessee. So you don't have much of a nexus to the community. I have to consider that. In addition to that, the fact that you're currently on probation for a prior felony conviction, I have to take into consideration that as well.
I love jailhouse lawyers. I love them. He's done this before. He's done this before. But I ask why you set it at $75,000. Nexus to the community. You got no job. You got no family here. You don't own any property here. So basically, you're just going to be a menace to society once I let you out. So I have to make it as difficult as I possibly can. Who would even ask the judge that? Did he really think he was going to argue that point? Maybe his attorney will come in on Monday and get it lowered. They do that often. This is balls right here. He knows. They know the system. They know the system.
Your nexus to the community. I didn't hear any testimony to indicate that you have any family here in Lake County, Tennessee, or have any business where you work in Lake County, Tennessee. So you don't have much of a nexus to the community. I have to consider that. In addition to that, the fact that you're currently on probation for a prior felony conviction, I have to take into consideration that, as well as the possible safety of the community. So that's the reason why the bond is a little enhanced in this case, is because you don't have much of a nexus to our county here in Lake County. You've been a resident of Madison County your whole life. If your attorney wants to address the bond, I'll be happy to let them do that, but you'll have to have them present here to argue that on your behalf, okay? So I'm going to continue your case to Monday morning. General, in regards to Mr. Powell, I did not hear in the warrants any interactions or anything going on in regards to Mr. Drummond's case that is currently. So the state is asking for a restraining order. And
That's the reason we didn't ask for one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure of that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Powell, I'm going to say your bond conditions are, sir, you must keep in contact with your attorney. You're not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol, and you also cannot be charged with a new offense or fail to appear in court, sir. Okay, I'm going to continue your case on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll see you back here then, sir. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. So you got to come up with $7,500. I don't know. Can anyone look? Can anyone look to see if he's still on the inmate roster? If not, I guess he'll show up on Monday. And don't think he's going to get out. Okay, don't think for a minute people are going to come up with this $7,500, which I believe they will, and that he's going to go straight to Crockett County and be like, hey, the judge in Lake County said I need to check in with you guys. Seems like we have some unfinished business here. No. 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 All right, now this is what is really heartbreaking. WREG News has some family members that were there. Yep. Just me. So do they have to show where the money came from? Nope. Nope. Now, here's the thing. If somebody, let's just say, shows up with $75,000, well, then that person's going to lose $75,000 if, let's say, he takes off to Memphis or St. Louis or Chicago or something like that. He's going to have to find a bondsman that will accept the $7,500 and stay on his ass to make sure he keeps showing up. Now, that's going to be tricky because he obviously has probably been to the same bondsman a few times. All right? And we know there's an issue in Crockett County. But no, they don't have to show where the money came from. All right, this broke my heart.
First at 5 on your news leader. After an extensive manhunt lasting nearly a week, Austin Drummond is in custody and facing a judge today. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I
love. Uh-oh. Honey Badger said it shows he's in Crockett County. So he did bond out of Lake County. Now he's in Crockett County. Do you happen to see what his bond is in Crockett County, Honey Badger? Does it show you that? Very interesting. Okay, so this was yesterday morning. So he came up with the $7,500 and now Crockett County got him. Woo, 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 woo. Maybe they took his ass there because there was a hold on him. I don't know. I would love to know, though. These are some seedy people, okay? These are some seedy people. These people make Fred the Newlywed, Don Wells, Can't, make them seem like pretty decent people. Like our friend Pat Kay, who just gifted Crime Lines and Lies membership. Who got it? Who got it? Who's the new member of the fam? Interesting. So he chalked up the $7,500, or someone did yesterday. Now he's in Crockett County. I'm dying to know what the bond is in Crockett County because they know he has to be in court in Lake County on Monday. So I'm wondering, are they going to have a special session for him today? Or are they going to transport his fat ass back to Lake County to see the judge on Monday and tell the judge, oh, I'm in custody in Crockett County? This is going to be interesting.
Greg Hurst. Stephanie is off tonight. Drummond is accused of killing 4 members of a Dyer County family last Tuesday. He's being held in the Obion County jail, but appeared this morning in Lake County for arraignment. As we find WRG's Mike Sirianni live with reaction. Mike, fill us in.
Hey, good afternoon to you, Greg. Yes, it was a hectic morning here at the Lake County Courthouse where Austin Drummond was arraigned in connection with those 4 deaths. And the parents of one of the victims say they want Drummond to pay for what he's done.
It's just a really bad situation that we're in here. And it's just...
Kim Hamill, mother of victim. I believe she's Matthew's mother. Not the girl blowing the bubble, but the one holding the picture. I believe she's James Matthew Wilson's mother. She's broken. She's torn apart. Her grandbaby has been orphaned.
Done.
It's just a really bad situation that we're in here. And it's just... We know that we're going to get justice for our kids. Absolutely. For this whole family.
Thursday morning, Kim Hamill struggling to find the words after watching Austin Drummond appear in a video arraignment at the Lake County Courthouse. Hamill's son, 21-year-old James Matthew Wilson, was one of 4 victims allegedly shot and killed by Drummond.
Matthew was a good father.
He was a good boy.
He was a good brother.
Okay, that's his daddy. Well, his mama is crumbling, and I don't blame her. Whatever Matt was into or who he associated with, it's totally different when I'm just assuming, not that I would know. Your child is your child. And a lot of things are going to come out in trial. They're going to have to bring out things on the victims. They're going to have to explain how Courtney was associated with Austin. They're going to have to put Caitlin on the stand. This will go to trial because they're seeking the death penalty. Unless they pull an Idaho or they pull a Stephen Stearns where they say, unless you just want to plead guilty, then we'll make this all go away.
Was a good father.
He was a good boy.
He was a good brother. He was a damn good son.
Drummond, being housed in Obion County, arrived in Tiptonville just after 7 a.m. with an armed escort and sat in striped prison garb while Judge Andrew Cook read charges against him.
First charge this morning that you have before the court is 1 count of first-degree murder.
In all, Drummond faces 4 counts of first-degree murder, as well as aggravated kidnapping, abandonment, and felony possession of a firearm. He's charged with shooting to death Wilson, Adriana Williams, 20, Courtney Rose, 38, and Braden Williams, 15. Drummond allegedly dropped off the 7-month-old baby of Wilson and Williams in a yard in Dyer County the day the 4 victims were found dead in Lake County. An extensive search for Drummond ended Tuesday in Jackson, Tennessee, where he was taken into custody without incident. Thursday morning, Drummond was denied bond, and District Attorney Danny Goodman plans to move forward.
Well, I'm pleased with the judge's decision. We are going to seek the death penalty in this case. So that was the reason for asking for no bond. And I'm pleased that he did that.
We're going to be here every chance we get. We're going to be right here for our son because he cannot be here.
Bless her. Bless her. We're going to be here because our son can't be here.
That's just a tragic situation. Now, this morning, the judge appointed Covington attorney Brian Huffman of the Huffman Mason law firm to represent Austin Drummond. I reached out to that law firm, but they did not want to comment. Drummond is scheduled to be back in court here, and I'm sure we'll be here too. Reporting live from Lake County for your news leader, Mike Suriani, WR.
Well, we know Matthew's family's going to be there. I'm very disappointed that nobody was there for Adriana, nobody was there for Courtney, and nobody was there for Braden. Where's that loudmouth sister-in-law that said they never thought Austin would do anything like this? Where's her husband? Where's Caitlin that introduced Austin to every one of them and somehow got them all connected into this? Where are they? Can't face the music? Can't pay the fiddler? Too much guilt? Where the hell did they go? Very, very intriguing that they can't show up. Mountain Mama said, is there anybody left besides Caitlin? Yeah, there's a sister-in-law. There's a brother of Courtney's. Nieces. I mean, I wouldn't bring kids. I wouldn't bring nieces and nephews. There's aunts. There's uncles. Nobody associated with Caitlin showed up. And Caitlin, exactly, Susan. And Caitlin is going to take zero responsibility for this, as it appears right now. As it appears. It's disgusting. And you need a whiteboard to keep up with all of this. because it's a wild, wild, wild ride. This is insane. Lynn said Caitlin is doing a Jen Soto. You've got that right. You've got that right. Oh, she's going to stick her head in the sand, have Austin's baby in a few months, and knowing that goofy thing, she's going to start showing up at the jails, just visiting him, saying, oh, here's little Austin Jr., or here's little Austina. Looks just like you. Has your eyes. I can't believe this happened to your daddy. I can't believe this happened to your daddy. If those people had just listened. If those people had just listened. Can't believe this happened to you, Austin. I just can't believe it. Okay? That's what we're looking at. All right? She's got some serious problems. Serious judgment problems. All right, y'all. That's all I got for today. That's all I got for today. So if I don't see you in Discord or one of the Facebook groups, which, by the way, let's have a big round of applause for our friend Gaelic Girl. I tell you what, she takes care of the Facebook groups like no other. Hell, groups I forgot we had. I'm seeing posts and stuff, and I'm like, well, shit. She's always all over it. As are all of you. You guys are the best. Absolute best. Thank you, Mod Squad. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. And, well, just for being super, super cool friends. I will see you back here Monday morning.